Hello, everyone. My name is Agrama, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to talk to all of you guys today. I would like to start by congratulating each and every one of you who's graduating this May. What a time to graduate, right? We will hear people say these are such hard times. It's the worst time to graduate. The economy couldn't be worse. The job market couldn't be tougher. Some people will feel really sorry for us, while others will be too busy feeling sorry for themselves. They'll say, there's so much uncertainty. There's no knowing what's going to happen or when is it going to get better. But let me tell you one thing. What has happened in these past few months is the perfect analogy of what life is. It's true. Things are uncertain. Things are temporary. We don't know when life as we know it will be back to normal. I'm sure we all spent these last 4 years planning our futures and working towards landing that perfect job or maintaining that high GPA or trying to get accepted in our dream school for masters. But the pandemic might have changed what the present should have looked like for most of us. Yes, it's true that we might have planned and prepared for jobs that don't even exist anymore. But on the other hand, we might not have envisioned the opportunities that might spring up now after this huge shift. Robert Greene said there's two types of time, a lifetime and dead time. One is when you sit around, when you wait until things happen to you. The other is when you're in control, when you make every second count, when you're learning and improving and growing. We have to choose to make every moment a moment of a lifetime. We have to decide to be present, to make the most of whatever is in front of us. Decide to open our eyes, to open our ears, to open our minds. Don't let the past blackmail your present into ruining a beautiful, beautiful future. The pandemic has happened, the economy will suffer. But what is your next step in the now? In the present, will you choose a lifetime or dead time? As an international student, getting a job in the US is a tiny bit more complicated. On top of competing with everyone else for the limited number of jobs, we also need to compete with other international students for the work visas. From finding a company that sponsors visas in the first place to hoping yours is the name that gets chosen in the random selection of the visas that the government will grant. By the way, the chances of winning that lottery is actually 30%. It had always been a vision of mine, being in the US right after graduation, working in a highly innovative environment, living the work 5 days a week and chill on the other 2 days life, being away from home, my comfort zone where it will be harder for me to grow. I got a job offer last month and I could finally see my dream coming true. I had started looking for apartments in Newport Beach and started planning how often I will be seeing my friends in LA. Fast forward 3 weeks, I'm back home in a completely different time zone, unsure of what's going to happen with my job offer and how will the work visa guidelines change. I had the hardest time letting go of the idea of working in the US. For the longest time, I kept complaining and hoping things were different, and this wasn't happening to me. It seemed like my senior year was snatched away from me, or I never got to see through my numerous plans like 9 senior nights every Wednesday or my last spring break with my friends. But one day I just told myself, this is the present. You are back home, thousands of miles away from the place you think you should be at, but you're not there. You're here. I knew it was up to me how I spend these days in lockdown, complaining about the past and worrying about the future and the uncertainties that come with it, or accepting that everything is temporary, accepting that just because what I wanted my future to look like isn't feasible anymore doesn't mean I don't have other options, doesn't mean I stop living in the present, accepting that I will be fine no matter what. We're all USC graduates with a high quality education and a lifelong network of people at our disposal. So, yes, while your present doesn't look like how it should, but the moment you accept that there is no should, accepting the uncertainties and the changes becomes way easier. So there's no point complaining about the past because it has already happened. There's no point stressing out about the future because it doesn't exist. The only thing that exists that's true is the present. Nothing has happened in the past. It happened in the now. Nothing will ever happen in the future. It will happen in the now. And what that now looks like for you, you decide. Fight on.